Moin, ihr wunderbare Menschen des Interwebs. Ich begrüße euch ganz herzlich zurück zu meinem Let's Play von The Great Ace-Attorney Chronicles. Wir haben im letzten Part die zweite Episode abgeschlossen und beginnen heute mit Episode 3, The Return of the Great Departed Soul. Und ich würde sagen, da fangen wir gleich einmal an. Wir haben wieder 23 Kapitel und dann auf geht's.
19世紀末、大帝都ロンドンで開催された万国博覧会を知らぬ者はないだろう。世界の文化、最新の科学技術がハイドパークの特設会場に集められた。来場者総数5000万人を超えた今世紀最後にして最大の祭典は、全世界の人々に強烈な印象を刻み込み、大成功のうちに終わったのだった。しかしその会期中に起きたあの大惨事の真相解明の裏側に、我が友シャーロック・ホームズの活躍があったことを知る者は少ない。彼はあの大事故の裏に幾重にも隠された真実を暴き出したのである。ハイドパークにそびえ立ったロンドン万国博覧会の象徴ともいえるあの水晶塔のごとき孤高にして凍結した名推理によって、
ロンドン万国博覧会、会場はあふれんばかりの人だかり。ロンドンには珍しい晴天のもと、驚異の科学実験が行われようとしています。
来るべき20世紀、蒸気機関と電気技術は世界を制する。馬車は姿を消し、自動車が行き交う。海を渡る船は羽を持ち、大空を飛ぶ。本日は皆様にさらに遠い未来の実験をお目にかけましょう。超電気式瞬間移動技術、世界で初めての実験であります。人体を巨大な電気エネルギーで瞬時に分解して別の場所へ転送。そしてその組成情報を計算して元の姿に合成する驚くべき技術。これより一瞬の後、この紳士は驚くべき空間を超える旅をする。電気分解された紳士はあの水晶塔に転送されるのです。こうしてよし。
Das scheint ja richtig gut funktioniert zu haben. Runo, are you listening? Oh, sorry, what was that, Iris? What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast? No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again? Today's paper, it's full of news about the great exhibition again. Ah yes, the great exhibition. I would like to go sometime. You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley? Did you say something, Iris? Oh gosh, you're even more down. When did you arrive, Mr. Naruhodo? I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together. What? Why didn't you mention it before? I thought you might have known I was here, you know, because breakfast. Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim, so much so that I didn't notice your presence. Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations. Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes. Clearly, it can be deduced, therefore, that... let me stop you here, Mr. Shums, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair always looks like this. It always has, ever since we first met, in fact. Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Thanks again. It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now. 6 months? Since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned. Well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley? Did you say something, Iris? Back to mobbing. Moping? Mobbing kann es eigentlich nicht sein. What's the matter with Mr. Shums today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me. I know, and the great exhibition has opened. You'd think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go to see it together? I want to, of course I do, but I can't. Not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all. So you are embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from, is that it? I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley. I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery turned out to be one part of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time unforgivable mistake. Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing. You have, haven't you, Runo? Reading all those big fat tomes about British law, about British law up in your room and the notes about Sean's old cases. Ich spreche sehr, sehr, sehr oft das Wort immer falsch aus. Ich neige immer dazu, das auszusprechen wie Tombstones, was nicht so gut ist. Brewing Iris's special blends of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You've become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Master Naruhodo. Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically, Lord Stronghorn at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall. Lord Stronghorn? The delightful Lord Chief Justice, not my favorite fellow. He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could. And I can't do that just sitting around here. The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching. Do you know what I would like to do? I would like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons. Look down on... Do you mean those things? Fly? Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air. But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense. I can't understand it at all. That's true. For a lot of new scientific discoveries, most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge. I suppose they might be. Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it though. I would love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are. That's the innocent 10-year-old girl. See here, every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Same mood. Shadows cast behind? Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? Are you investigating our particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Shums? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add? That's not like you. What sort of case is it? Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening. You're acting very strangely, Hurley. What do you mean, Iris? Well, usually... the more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Hurley's mood. Is it really a case that's bothering you? Iris, please, you mustn't exercise your S2 powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Remember what I always say, put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions. You say that, do you? You, Mr. Shums. Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. That was a deep sigh. Okay, dann würde ich einmal ganz kurz mir diesen Zeitungsartikel angucken. The Reaper attacked. So many glowing reports about the Great Exhibition and everything that's going on there. Other than this rather gloomy looking one that is... Wait, what? What's the matter, Runo? The Reaper attacked. That's Lord von Siegs. This must be what Mr. Shums was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder? Ja, ich würde sagen, wir fragen ihn gleich mal. Wir gucken uns aber auch noch die Vorderseite an. Every article on the front page is news about the Great Exhibition, public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long. Ach ja, weil Iris ja auch über die Heißluftballons geredet hatte. Ich erinnere mich, dass ich als Kind in einem mitgeflogen bin, dass ich als Kind in einem drin war. Und als Kind fand ich das ganz, ganz toll. Ich bin aber jemand, der tatsächlich über die Jahre, also als Kind schon irgendwann, ich weiß nicht, woher das gekommen ist, aber ich habe unfassbare Höhenangst entwickelt über die Zeit. Und ich weiß nicht, ob ich jetzt mich nochmal irgendwie in den Heißluftballon begeben würde. Ich bin auch schon mal mit Gleiter, mit Fliegern mitgeflogen. Alles als Kind, das habe ich alles gemacht und das fand ich alles cool. Und dann irgendwann habe ich riesen Angst vor Höhen bekommen. Und ich weiß wirklich nicht, woher das kommt, weil ich bin eigentlich nicht aus großen Höhen wirklich runtergefallen. Also da ist mir nichts passiert. Deswegen verstehe ich das nicht, warum das sich bei mir so entwickelt hat. It says in the paper that Lord von Siegs was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes, Prosecutor Barak von Siegs. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case, there is no salvation for whoever is in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on this earth will be shorted. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They will stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying shame witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devilish tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you have experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. So, do you mean Lord von Zieks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time? He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know? He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time. Oh my goodness, is he alright then? Is Lord von Zieks hurt? My dear fellow, how on earth would I know? Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord von Zieks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow's morning edition. I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then. No, I can't wait until tomorrow. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know. But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps? Well, I must be leaving now. Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes. You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What? You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you would be wasting your time. The thought hadn't crossed my mind, but now I'm wondering where you're going. Well done. See you later, indeed. Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out of the door. Alright then, Runo, let's get going. Iris, what are you wearing? I've got change to go to the great exhibition you're going to take me. What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court. Oh, well, that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then. Alright, fine. Just lower that weapon, would you? Of course, and after the Supreme Court, then we will go to see the great exhibition. Okay, das heißt, unser nächster Zielort, ne, ich wollte mich nicht umgucken, ich wollte moven. So, ist das Lord Chief Justice Office und da werden wir im nächsten Part hingehen. Ich bin mal gespannt, wie sich das Ganze jetzt weiterentwickelt, ob es von Zieks gut geht und was dieser mysteriöse Fall ist, an dem Mr. Sholmes arbeitet. Ich denke mal, da werden wir auch noch irgendwie reinrennen. Und ja, hier gibt es jetzt erstmal einen Cut. Ich bedanke mich ganz herzlich fürs Zusehen. Hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß. Und wenn ihr mögt, sehen wir uns sehr, sehr gerne im nächsten Part wieder. Bis dahin. Ciao.